I still remember that cold December afternoon. The air smelled like rain and pine needles, and I carried a tin of homemade cookies in one hand, my son's favorite since he was little. I hadn't seen him in almost 6 months. Ever since he got married, things changed. Calls became shorter, visits became rarer. But a mother's love doesn't fade no matter how much distance or silence sits between you. So I decided to surprise him. I got in my old blue sedan and drove 2 hours to his new home in the suburbs, that pretty little neighborhood he always bragged about. When I got there, the driveway was empty, the lights were off, but I saw the curtains move in the neighbor's window. So I smiled, clutching my tin tighter. Maybe they'd stepped out, maybe they'd be home any minute. Then the door of the house next door swung open. A woman, maybe mid-30s, blonde hair in a messy bun, came rushing out. Her face looked pale, panicked, and before I could even say hello, she shouted, "You're his mother, aren't you? You need to see what's happening in there." My stomach dropped. The cookies trembled in my hand. Before I go on, if this story already has you hooked, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Revenge Flame. It really means the world to me. And it helps stories like this one reach more people who believe in truth and justice. I froze. Her voice was trembling, a mix of fear and anger. "What do you mean?" I asked. "What's going on?" She took a deep breath. "Your son's wife. She's been having someone over." Every time he leaves for work, I blinked, trying to process her words. "No," I whispered. "That's impossible." "My son loves her. They just got married last year." But she nodded firmly. "I have seen it with my own eyes." The same man, same car. Every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. And today, they're inside. Right now, the world went quiet for a moment. Even the birds seemed to stop singing. I wanted to believe she was mistaken, that maybe she was confusing things. But deep down, a small voice, that quiet, aching intuition only mothers have, told me it was true. I walked up the path to the front door. My hand trembled as I reached for the knob. It was unlocked. Inside I could hear music, soft, romantic music, and laughter, her laughter. I took a step forward, and that's when I saw them, my son's wife and a man I didn't recognize, sitting far too close on the couch. When she saw me, her face went white. "Oh my God!" she gasped. I didn't say a word. I just stood there, my heart breaking, my mind spinning. Then I quietly turned around and left. That night I didn't sleep. I thought of my son, how he worked long hours, saved every penny to buy her that house, how proud he was when they moved in. And now, she was betraying him under that very roof. But I didn't tell him. Not yet. You see, revenge isn't always about shouting or slamming doors. Sometimes it's about timing and truth. 2 weeks later, my son called. His voice sounded tired. "Mom," he said, "Sarah's been acting strange lately. Distant. Do you think I did something wrong?" I swallowed my pain. "No, sweetheart. But maybe you should invite her family for dinner. You know, get everyone together. Remind her what family means." He liked that idea. And I liked my plan even more. The next Sunday I arrived early to help set the table. Sarah greeted me with a forced smile. Her hand shook when she poured the wine. Then as her parents and my son sat down, I spoke calmly, the way only a mother who's seen too much can. "I wanted to thank you all," I began softly, "for taking such good care of my boy. He's been through a lot, but he deserves honesty, love, loyalty." Sarah's fork froze midair. Her parents looked confused. My son looked curious. And I continued, "Especially after what I saw 2 weeks ago, when I came to visit and found a man in your home, Sarah." The silence that followed was deafening. Her mother gasped. Her father's face turned red. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "Please," she whispered. "Let me explain." But my son's voice cut through her trembling words. "Mom, is this true?" I looked at him, my baby, my pride, my heartbreak, and nodded. He pushed his chair back slowly. "Get out," he said to her. His voice was shaking. "Just get out." The truth destroyed her perfect little world. Her family disowned her for the embarrassment. And my son, he took his time healing, but eventually he found someone who actually respected him. But the real revenge? A month later, Sarah called me, sobbing. She'd moved in with a man she'd cheated with, but he'd left her, taking her savings. She had nothing left. "I just wanted to apologize," she said through tears. I listened quietly, then said, "You wanted a house built on lies. But houses like that always collapse." And then I hung up. Sometimes people mistake kindness for weakness. But mothers, we see everything. We may not act right away, but when we do, it's not out of hate. It's out of love for truth. Maybe I wasn't chasing revenge. Maybe I was just setting the record straight. So my son could finally be free. Because karma never forgets. It just waits for the right moment to knock on the door. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, only on Revenge Flame, where every flame tells a story of truth, pain, and karma.